What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Draymond, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. For this Wednesday's one-off, we are sitting back, me and Mr. Agnew over here. What's up, buddy?
Not much, bro.
And we're going to sit down and play some Starbound, because we finally got it working, because Agnew's actually a genius and made this work. So, we're going to be doing that, talking about the whole holiday season, having a lot of fun.
Call me a genius is a little generous, I think.
Maybe, but you never know. So let's teleport down to the planet and see what trouble we can get into.
All of it.
And of course, Chaplain Grimaldus is making me a little bit jealous because he's out watching Star Wars right now.
Who cares about Star Wars?
Well,
Movies
I do
are
and
overrated.
I don't. So, they are a little bit overrated, but not too bad. So, do you want to go find the first mine shaft down here? See what we can figure out. Figures. Agnew's back, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why we love and hate him.
Jesus Christ. Oh no. This game has the weirdest looking monsters too, by the way, and they're all procedurally generated. So.
Which is both a good and bad thing. Hey, I remembered some of the key combinations. I've actually put a fair number of hours into this game, and I'm still terrible at it. Big surprise to everybody, right?
I was alright at it before, but I found a steak.
You found a steak. So you all set for the holidays there, brother?
Not really. I still have to go do some last minute shopping and stuff tomorrow. And I'm not really looking forward to that because shopping sucks.
Yeah, especially this time of year. Thankfully, I completed the oh, we have a lot of birds chasing us.
Are they birds?
I'm going to call them birds because they look like birds. So that's what I'm going with. I managed to get the last of my shopping done today, and I'm grateful that it's done. I hate the fact that this entire holiday is basically commercialized. Ooh, I'm actually really hurting. Oops, that is the wrong button.
Oh.
You might want to check your health there, too.
I'll rest when I'm dead.
Well, at this rate, you might be dead a lot faster than you think.
I just died.
Case in point.
I don't think there's any penalty to dying in this game, though. I can't remember.
You do drop all your stuff. So, if you're carrying
I think
a lot
that's
of
only on
goods
survival.
Well, maybe. I haven't actually played. We're just doing it on casual right now, so that we don't have to worry about the starving effects and all that sort of stuff.
In other words, so Drake can figure out how to play the game.
Essentially. But let's face it, over the years you've known me, do I ever actually learn how to play games or just fake it?
You just fake it.
Pretty much. So yeah, I am actually super stoked that the holiday is going to be over, and given that both of us are Canadian, we are starting to experience the effects of winter.
Unfortunately.
I mean, recently we got a whole bunch of snow. I kind of went to sleep and woke up and it's suddenly winter. So, I don't know how it is out east for you, because you are generally that direction from me.
It was a bit different. Like, it kind of gradually started to come down, but it's been cold for quite a while and raining and so on. And then, like, I don't know, man. It got pretty cold pretty quick, and next thing you know, there was a bunch of snow, and then now it's all melting, and then it froze again. So, good luck driving tomorrow is all I have to say about that.
Well, just in general, drive safe, guys, because winter plus driving often ends badly for a lot of people. So, be safe.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you're aware yet or not, Agnew, but they have announced, rumors at least, that we are going to get a new Mech Warrior game. Not a spin-off, nothing like that, an actual Mech Warrior game. I am so stoked.
I thought there was already some sort of online one going.
MechWarrior Online is MechWarrior in name only. It's more of a pay-to-win sort of game, whereas, like, you're a big fan of Warframe, and I haven't actually played Warframe yet, so I might just be talking nonsense and gibberish here. But unlike Warframe, that actually has...
Warframe doesn't really... I don't think it... Well, I don't know. You don't have... Like, there's not really a pay gap, per se, but, they kind of limit how many of the like the suits or whatever you want to call them, like the warframes that you can use, because you'll have X amount of slots or like X weapon slots that you start with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like there, you can build your own stuff, like different weapons, and like delete other frames when you make yourself new ones, and so on and so forth. Because you can make pretty much everything for free. It's just a question of you can only have like X amount of suits at a time and X amount of weapons because of the restriction on the weapon slots.
Mm-hmm.
But there are also like free giveaways and stuff like that for the players that either can't afford to get stuff or don't want to or whatever, where they'll get free weapon slots and stuff like that as well. So it's not all bad.
Oh, true enough. But unlike that's almost exactly the opposite of MechWarrior Online. Don't get me wrong, for what it is, it's a decent enough game, but it's really taking away from the MechWarrior franchise as a whole, and Battletech in general. But they've announced rumors, at least, of MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. We're going to be able to go back to the Inner Sphere and actually pilot our battle mechs and have a lot of fun. I'm so stoked for that. I've been a MechWarrior fanboy for a long time.
Oh yeah, I've been playing games. Well, I think I've played them since the original Xbox, actually.
I remember the good old days of MechWarrior way back on Windows 95, and I'm not gonna lie, I've missed the franchise in general, because it's a lot of fun, and I've had to do a lot of jerry-rigging to my computer, well, mostly the operating system, to get Mech Commander Gold to work, which is a fantastic game for anyone who hasn't tried it yet.
I've never even heard of it.
Think of an RTS that is a lot more brutal and harsh than you're used to, and that's pretty much Mech Commander in general. You can fully customize your battle mechs as they go into battle. The pilots that go in them, you can set them up properly. You have a weight limit per drop, but in the field, you can run into other mechs, and if you don't completely destroy them, don't make their reactors nova and all that sort of stuff, you can send in a repair truck that will drop one of your spare pilots into it and claim the mech as your own.
That's not bad. So it's kind of similar to the second game where you could like get for Xbox, the original Xbox, where you could get out of the mech and like take over other mechs and stuff.
Very similar. I can't remember what the name of that series is offhand. It had some funky title, and you played as an individual pilot and could jump between the suits. But it's more of a full-on RTS format than you would expect from that sort of thing.
Okay.
It is an incredible amount of fun, though. And I remember the first time I had a clan mech, which ironically enough was a Mad Cat, my favorite mech. Yes, for all you Battletech fans out there, I'm a Mad Cat pilot, or a Timberwolf pilot, depending on what era you're talking about. And I am proud that I pilot a Mad Cat or Timberwolf. I love the machine, I love the chassis, leave me alone! But the first time you see it, it's coming at you from an enemy force, and it's one of those moments where you're kind of going, am I going to live or die?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Usually that's how it involves. I try to take at least one Gauss weapon on that particular mission to make sure I can snipe its legs and disable it from a fair distance away before it gets in close, and, well, my face is one of the few things that gets melted.
Oh, Ouch. I found the bottom of a well.
Well, you're usually not supposed to find those with your face. So...
Yeah, it didn't quite work that way this time. It was a leap before you look kind of situation.
And now I have a pretty flower hat. Don't ask. I'm wearing a pretty flower hat. That's all you need to know.
Did you do the intro mission?
No, I did not do the intro mission. I just actually picked up a random vanity item that is a pretty flower hat. And I found the mother oolong thing that we should probably find a firearm or at least some more throwing knives before we try to fight her. Because she's mean.
I was trying to find the thing, and then I found that other thing, and then I fell and died.
The thing with the thing and the things.
Yeah.
Love it.
Now there's some other things trying to eat me because it's nighttime. And that seems to be the theme of these kind of games. It's like, it's nighttime, you're gonna die.
Gamers have a real reason to fear the dark. Mostly because the dark has, in many cases, ow, 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 spiky thing. And I went kaputs. Oops. So I'm going to slowly regenerate. I'm going to skip that video, though.
I think you can teleport to me from your ship, can you not? Or is it
Yes,
just
I
ship
can.
to ship?
So I'm going to drop down on you. And yes, if we go west, we will find the mine. Or we can continue east and have some fun. But see, I have a flower hat. Fear the flower hat.
That's fancy.
Isn't it, though?
I'm gonna just low-key desecrate this grave, don't mind me.
If you dig down underneath the graves, there's often chests.
Not always.
Not always, but a fair amount of the time. There's a sleeping bag here if you need to regen your health at all.
There was nothing here, just a bunch of bones.
Well, the one thing I do like about this game in general is pretty much every tile that you come across is useful in some form or another.
Yeah. Did you steal a sleeping bag yet?
No, I did not.
You should do that. Portable sleeping source.
You know, that is 2 good ideas that you've had in one day. I'm starting to worry about you, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the last couple times I got a concussion, it might have knocked something back into place.
Yeah, maybe. It could have. Gotta love it, guys. This is part of the community that non-gamers don't get. Yeah, sure, we poke fun at one another. But we're allowed to poke fun at one another because, well, we're gamers. That's what we do.
Thank you. I found a gun.
Nice.
I just need to remember how to equip things.
Just click them and put them up into the bar at the top. Agnew's got a gun.
Yeah.
I still should not sing, ever.
No. Probably not. Be better for everybody's hearing.
Pretty much. Alright, what am I looking for here? Right. Timber. And that allows me to build a inventor's table. We should probably set up some sort of shelter.
Trying to figure out if I have enough stuff to upgrade anything, but I don't. So that sucks.
I say we use this ruined tower over here and repair it a little bit. That would be a good place to kind of hide out while things are trying to eat us. And of course, the first thing that Agnew does, ladies and gentlemen, is tries to kill me with a gun. Ah, gotta love it.
There might be stuff on top of the tower as well.
This is very true. Try and put down this inventor's table.
Without me getting in the way, yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that, right?
You know, another thing I used to do a lot with these towers was just like strip them down completely.
And then just rebuild them?
Or yeah, or just use all the stone for whatever else. Because when you have your matter manipulator equipped, if you hold the opposite mouse button, you can take the background blocks off as well.
Very true. So what do we need for a primitive furnace? Right, mouse over it. Cobblestone and mud. Okay, so we have to find some mud and some cobblestone. Which means I need to find rock and mud. I think this is mud right here.
I put a hole in the roof of your tower, Dre.
Aw, now the rain's gonna get in.
It's getting in, man.
It's not nice. Wait, I was expecting you to be nice. That's my mistake.
Oh yeah. What a mistake it was.
The holiday season has made me weak and soft, ladies and gentlemen. I started trusting Agnew. It's never a good thing. Who am I kidding? Doesn't matter how many times you try to kill me and succeed in killing me in games, because usually you're better at most of the games. You're still a friend. So I guess I gotta put up with you. Don't wanna. But I gotta.
Campfire. I think we could figure out a campfire. Why'd you move my dirt block? That's how I got up there. Jeez,
Because I needed to put the crafting table down so I could learn what I needed to build a forge and stuff.
What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to build weapons and armor for us. Agnew hears weapons and is like, okay, I'm okay with this.
Nah. But you know why I was getting plant matter?
From the roots?
Yeah, I was getting it from roots and all sorts of stuff, but you can make salves for like health poultices or whatever.
Yeah, I picked up a few of them while I was down in the mine earlier. And I'm almost dead, so I'm gonna let you do that while I use a bandage on myself. All of a sudden, I feel insignificant. Good times. Gotta love it when you're just sitting down and gaming, guys. And of course, I gotta put it out there again. Exactly what Agnew and I are doing right now, sitting down, having fun in a game. You guys should do this holiday season and avoid as much of the commercialism as possible.
I just jumped right over the thing and it fell into a hole.
Bad guy fall down the hole?
Yeah. I found more cobblestone too.
I have enough. I built a forge for us. Somewhere in here. It's in my inventory somewhere. I just don't know where. So let's put the forge down. And it allows us to start making things like copper bars.
Does it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Are you sure?
I'm always
You don't
sure.
sound sure.
Are you positive? Of course I'm positive. Only fools are positive. Are you sure? I'm positive. Oh! I miss Ferngully. I love that.
I don't know.
You remind me of a demented version of Batty, if such a thing is possible.
Who?
From Ferngully. Batty.
Oh, jeez. You mean that crazy bat?
Yeah, that was voiced by the late great Robin Williams.
Yeah. I didn't even remember what you were talking about for a while. I haven't seen that movie in, wow, like years and years.
It is
I
a
used to
classic,
watch it
though.
all the time as a kid.
Can you believe it's been 25 years, give or take, since The Land Before Time came out?
I don't even want to think about that. It just makes me feel old.
I know, I remember watching it growing up.
You know what I totally forgot about this game too?
What's that?
Since you can actually take down the background blocks, unlike in Terraria, you can just put holes in the walls of these caves and stuff. Oh, now I got myself in trouble.
That does work until you get deeper underground, and then it starts to fill in with a background of sorts.
Yeah. Well, it only works properly during the day as well.
But it's still something to keep in mind. And there's a turtle here. I'm going to kill the turtle with my sword. Because it's not teenage, and it's not mutant. And it's definitely not a ninja.
Well, that's no good.
Now, the big thing for me is I am a little stoked to spoil my nieces this year. I'm always stoked to spoil my nieces, of course, but I'm really looking forward to it. They're getting a lot of really cool toys this year. Can't wait to see them open them.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I can't really spoil what they're getting, but suffice to say, they're gonna love it. And I really, really wish I was a little bit more Machiavellian, so that I would be tempted to supercharge what they're getting, and then, well, you know, all the things that we wanted to do when we were kids, and our parents either stopped us or told us that was a bad idea. Great times. Well, until one of them got hurt. Or because one of them got hurt. Not really sure.
Don't know.
I had a thought going there for a second, but then my mind did its typical thing and I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, that happens to me a lot too. I'm sitting by a campfire. I feel accomplished.
Congratulations, you have learned how to craft fire. Stone Age Man is envious.
Yeah. I didn't even create the fire though. I just kind of like found it and sat down.
Every time someone says something like that, I just keep picturing Tom Hanks in Castaway. I have made fire!
Yeah.
Some parts of that movie were more comedy than they were suspense or anything like that. It's entertaining. I found Agnew at his fire. Is this another mine?
I don't know.
Because usually, yeah, it is. It's probably the other end of the same mine, but still. And I'm coming back out bringing friends. Just saying. I do love the weapon variation in this game.
I used to always steal this thing off the wall, even though it does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I'm kind of guilty of that too. It's a depth meter or just some flashy decoration. I mean, each one of the races in this has their own theme and style. I'm playing human just because, well, I'm boring right now, but I really like the cyborg people. I don't remember what they're called. Because they're like medieval, but they're robots. And it's awesome.
Makes no sense at all.
Well, according to the story, it's something along the lines of there's an error in their programming, so they can't not be medieval. So, there is a logical reason for it. It's kind of a gamey reason, but you know what, I'm okay with that, because, let's face it, they're awesome. I hear lots of shooting, and I have no idea where you are, so I'm gonna guess that it's you doing it.
Yeah, I'm in the mine.
I'll just follow behind at a safe, relatively safe distance. Do I have any throwing weapons? I'm pretty sure I do. I will help you. By jumping down and probably getting myself killed. I am so glad that I didn't run out of throwing knives before the monster died. I literally ran out as it died. Spears! Spearses! We gotta put down some dirt or something to get back out of this.
Or you could just teleport to your ship.
You can't really do that below ground, can you?
I think you can. I just did.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
I usually try and make the crafting equipment and stuff on my ship. So then you end up with like a home base, like actually at your place, right?
I usually wait until I get a little bit further into the story and have upgraded my ship a little bit before I start turning it into a mobile base.
I just start right away.
Yeah, fair enough.
But like I said, I've put a lot of time into this game.
Yeah, it's a good idea to try and set up a colony as early as you can. It takes a fair number of pixels, which is the currency in this universe. Funny, I know. But then you can specify whether or not you're getting humans, Florians, Hylians, robot dudes, all that sort of stuff, and you can set up your crew. Because you can get crew members, and eventually 2 of them can come with you. There's a bunch of different classes in the game. Soldiers, medics, engineers, and a bunch of other stuff, so that works. And I've never actually been on a Florian ship before, so this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, they're made out of like chunks of other people's technology. It's kind of cool.
They look very similar in design to the starting human ship, except for you've got one massive engine, as opposed to my 2 engines, but otherwise the initial design is the same. And
Yo, you can see when it gets upgraded, though. They look ridiculous after a while, man.
well, it's just like the Nova Kids? Is that what they're called?
Yeah. Yeah, the gas people or whatever.
They are on a giant steam train in space.
Yep. You can also take the door out of your ship too here, and you can replace all the panels if you want to as well.
Yep, and you can fully customize it with staircase and everything. You can turn your ship into essentially a colony on its own, which doesn't hurt. It's nice to have a customizable thing, but when you eventually get up to the... I'm trying to think here. Later parts of the game, I want to say, you end up with a lot of really intense stuff. And the universe is huge. So once you repair your ship, it's massive. And if you have the ability to run a dedicated server, the universe is so massive, you could possibly never run into your friends unless you teleport directly to them.
Yeah, which is a claim a lot of games have made. This one is actually legitimate. Like, I can attest to that. Like, me and my one friend, we played, wow, like over 100 hours easily on the same, like, world or universe, whatever you want to call it. Like, the save. Mm-hmm. And unless we actively, like, sought each other out by teleporting, there were, like... I tried to clock how far it would take me to actually get to where his ship was. and I would have had to refuel my tank, like my ship's entire tank, probably about 23 times or something like that. So, like, in other words, I was like in another galaxy for all intensive purposes, right?
Yeah, and the star map is huge. And of course, there are different styles of worlds out there. There are volcanic, shadow, temperate is usually what you start off around because they're the nice, easy, not going to kill you worlds. It's based on what type of star the planet orbits. So your typical Soul class, let's go with that because I don't know the right words for it. But suns or stars like our sun, they're really mild, and you get really, really easy worlds. When you start getting up to like frozen stars and fiery stars, you get into some pretty intense biomes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it gets crazy fast.
And I just got squatted. That hurt.
What?
I got eaten by a monster, and it was bad. Yeah, for those of you who have not picked up Starbound yet and are considering it, it's definitely worth the money you're going to invest in the game. You don't have a lot to concern yourself with if you've played games like Terraria in the past. This game, granted, I do like Terraria, but this game is Terraria 2.0, in my honest opinion. I like both games a lot, but Starbound I have wasted more hours of my life into than I want to admit. It's a lot of fun. There is an actual storyline that you can go on, and you can build up your colony to be pretty much whatever you want. Ironically enough, because of the way the story goes, and I'm not going to discuss it because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. I don't want to be that kind of guy. Well, right now, anyway. Shut up, Agnew. The human race in this is the second rarest race because of the events that happen. So, yeah, if you're thinking it's going to be, oh, humans are everywhere, like every other star-based MMO or whatever out there. Nope. Humans are little guys.
What's up?
And suddenly a wild plant person appears.
Yeah.
And if you guys are wondering why our typically aggressive Agnew is playing a plant person, in this universe, the plants are evil. Straight up evil. So it's very fitting for Agnew to be playing a giant plant. Whole bunch of stuff about cannibalism, and usual their answer to pretty much any question is, I eat your face. But you've got a ton of different types of people. You've got Asian-inspired aquatic fish people, the Hylians, I think they're called. You've got the steampunk robots, which are great. You've got Wild West Novakin, as Agnew so delicately put it, they're gas people. You've got Egyptian-style birds. What else am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something else.
The fish people.
I already said them. They're Asian themed. I seriously feel
so
like
there was the fish people, the robots, the gas people, the plant people, the humans.
Oh, the apes. The apex.
Yeah, the apex are like Planet of the Apes kind of thing.
But they're like a 1982, 1984, like George Orwell style community society. The great ape is watching. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
It's very Orwellian. We'll give it that. And you can actually upgrade your tool. So if you remember a lot of games like, say, Minecraft or Terraria, where you have to upgrade constantly and you're always having to manage which tool is where, your matter manipulator, you simply get upgrade points for. And I have a few in my bag right now. They're these manipulator
they're not points,
modules.
They're modules.
Modules, I'm sorry.
You better be.
But you pick these modules up as you're going around, and then you spend them to literally upgrade your stuff, including power upgrades, which increases its deconstruction rate by a lot. And as it goes up, it goes faster and faster and allows you to dig out the more difficult materials faster. The optics, which do things like increase its range, or how big the square is. Right now we're 2x2, I believe. And
Yeah.
then you can also upgrade it to allow you to collect things like liquids and gases and that sort of stuff, because there is a ton of different block types in this world.
Yep.
And unlike a lot of other games where things lose their usefulness pretty quickly, everything in this has a use for a very, very long time. Even the dirt we're mining right now, which, let's face it, if you've ever played Minecraft, you know you have a lava pit set up specifically to dump the dirt in. In this, the dirt actually has uses later on, and more than just growing food. You can combine it to create mud, which you use to build other things. There's a ton of uses for it, which is really awesome.
It's the same with everything in this game, though, because like you can do the same thing with sand, like sand and silt, like you'd usually have no use for in other games of a similar variety. You can turn into glass and make all sorts of different things. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's one little touch that I actually really like when it comes to this entire world.
And this is what I was looking for.
Yes, we need a bunch of gate fragments to
You
activate
need a
it.
bunch of gate fragments. It's open.
Well, Agnew has done a complete solid and gathered enough fragments for us to go to, what is it, the hub?
I think it's called the Ark or something, but I figured we may as well get the game started, you know?
Yeah, fair enough. So the Ark is essentially the stop and shop for the entire universe. And here we have a Hylian, a human lady over there. Giant fish people. There's another Florian. The Apex, another human. The birds.
Go to the bar downstairs.
Right. The ultimate race. The master race. The penguins. At the Beakeasy. But as you complete these quests too, there's no experience or level up system in the game. But as you complete the quests, you unlock more of the Ark, you unlock a bunch of stuff. And there's 2 teleport stations here, and you can actually eventually buy a teleporter. And set up your own teleporters and everything. So, there is a ton to do, there's a ton of customization. I love the fact that the mining station here is called Ursa Miner. It's just great. But the side quests in this are actually varied and interesting, and I really enjoy them. And that's a samurai robot. Awesome. But individual quests and everything are worth the time. Some of them are hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
You gotta come over to where I'm at for the main quest thing and talk to this person.
Yep, I am on my way. From misery to happiness to beer. I mean, what?
I thought it was misery to beer to happiness.
That could be true, too. I don't know for sure.
My only pet peeve about this game is that you can't skip the little cutscenes.
Very true. It's minor, in all honesty, but it is a little annoying, especially when you get to the longer scenes later on.
Or if you've played it like through the campaign like 100 times.
True enough, true enough. But again, if you guys are watching the screen right now, this is part of the main storyline, so we're not going to go too far into it. We're just going to show the Ark off a little bit and, you know, help you examine this place and all its beautiful glory.
There's no way that we'll get to the first thing. Basically, what you have to do after this cutscene is just explore around a bit until you get a heads up to go find some other thing, and then you have to look for planets of that variety to find, like X civilization or whatever, right?
I think the first one is the Florians.
I don't remember.
But yeah, so the main storyline takes you along. It helps you find the planets, because every race, of course, in this prefers a different style of planet. And it allows you to go through, learn more about the races, about the backstory of the game. Unlike a lot of the crafting games and everything, there is a rich, detailed backstory to it. Minecraft is just put block A into space B, because I really haven't played the story mode, so you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. And then Terraria is, okay, there's some stuff to do, but it's not really cohesive. Starbound itself, though, has a rich story to it. And if you play through it, it's actually a pretty good ride. I still have not completed the game yet, even though I've sunk way more hours into this than I want to admit. But it's a lot of fun, and it's definitely worth your time if you're considering it. And for those of you who are not true gamers, but maybe watching this for advice for other presents for gamers, Starbound is definitely one that would fit the bill. It's on Steam, and of course, if you guys are on Steam and I'm playing Starbound, feel free to hit me up and we can keep going. But as it stands, that's probably a good place to end it for this week, guys. So, I want to say thanks to Agnew for joining me this time.
Yeah, no worries, man.
And if you guys did like the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, hop into one of these Let's Plays, one of the one-offs, whatever, just hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes up. And remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time,